now receive the next group, which is topic is Capturing the Digital Footprint of Education by Karoline, Amores, Anthony Santana, and Valerie Arosemena. Anthony will be presented by Daniel Pinto.
Anthony Ariel Santana Sanchez is studying a bachelor's degree in English at the University of Panama. He has a bachelor's degree in fine arts from Estelina Tejeda High School. His artistic abilities have led him to participate in painting and drawing workshops with Olga Sinclair's Foundation. He had the opportunity to give classes at Salitrosa School Agua Dulce as a social service. Anthony concisely highlights his skills and experience in the world of arts. He is passionate about the culture of countries, and he also loves to draw and illustrate fashion. He is a boy of challenges and dreams of one day taking his talent to an international level. Welcome, Anthony.
Okay, I'm sorry, there is a new arrangement. The one initiating the speech is Valerie Arosemena, who will be introduced by Adeline Arrocha. I'm so sorry, and after that, then the following speaker.
Professor, the first speaker here is Karoline Amores.
Okay, I'm sorry for all of this.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Erica?
Karoline Suzette Amores Torres is a senior student in English at Universidad de Panama. She has a bachelor's degree in science from Ángel María Herrera High School. She was a pre-K teacher at the Dominican Republic General Basic School in Anton Cocle Province as part of a university community project. Additionally, she was part of the English Beyond Time and Distance project, in which she was an English teacher at the San Martín de Porres Primary School in Pocri, Agua Dulce, as part of her university community service. She is enthusiastic about teaching and is willing to share her knowledge with anyone who wants to learn. Welcome, Karoline.
Thank you so much, Erica, for that introduction. Well, first of all, what is blended learning? Blended learning, also known as hybrid learning, is an educational strategy. First of all, can you hear me? I'm sorry. It is raining here too.
Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you. As I was saying, blended learning, also known as hybrid learning, is an educational strategy that integrates traditional classroom teaching with online learning activities. The goal is to enhance the learning experience by combining the strength of both of traditional and digital methods. And what is the origin of blended learning? The concept of blended learning has evolved with the advancements in technology and the increasing accessibility of online resources. The term gained popularity in the late 1990s and the early 2000s when schools and institutions began to explore how to incorporate into their teaching methods the blended learnings. The rise of learning management system or LMS, internet connectivity, and multimedia tool has played a crucial role in the development and widespread adoption of blended learning. Let's move on to talk about the blended learning models. First of all, we are going to start with the rotation model. In the rotation model, students rotate between different learning modalities, such as face-to-face learning modalities and online environment. The rotation can be based on a fixed schedule or the individual needs of students. This gives the teacher a chance to provide students with different digital and non-digital activities. As a result, this blended learning environment can be benefits the students who have different learning styles and needs. We can set up this blended learning model finding a digital tool that any students can use, create activities that appeal to different learning styles, or fill knowledge gaps. The soft skills that emphasize this model are communication, because student needs to communicate effectively with peers during group collaboration. And collaboration, because working together encourage collaborative problem solving. Adaptability, because adapting to different learning environments requires flexibility. Now we are going to move to flex model. In the flex model allows the students to have the greater flexibility in terms of time, place, and pace of their learning. It often involves a significant online learning component where students can choose when and where engage with digital content while still participating in face-to-face sessions as needed. An example type of this model is the Flex Blended, where students access to online resources and collaborate virtually, complementing their in-class learning experience. The soft skills that emphasize this model are adaptability, self-direction, and task management. Adaptability, because students adapt their learning paths based on their needs and preference, and self-direction, because taking the control of their learning journeys requires self-directed initiative. And time management, because when they manage in a flexible schedule, demands effective time management. The next one is enriched virtual model. The enriched virtual model primarily takes online with the student participating in virtual learning activities. However, there are also face-to-face sessions for specific purposes such as hands-on activities, labs, or assessments. An example type is the virtual lab rotation, when students engage in hands-on activity in a physical lab while also accessing to online resources and simulations. Where the soft skills emphasized in this model are self-direction, digital literacy, and time management. Self-direction, because students must manage their own learning independently, and time management, because balancing online and face-to-face sessions require effective time management. And digital literacy, because navigating the online platforms and resources is so essential for this model. Now move on to the a la carte model. In these models, students take online courses to supplement their traditional education, often for a credit recovery or to access specialized coursework not offered in their school. An example type is the online course enrollment, where students enroll in specific online courses to fulfill effective credit or explore unique subjects. The soft skills that emphasize this model are self-direction, time management, and adaptability. Self-direction, because setting personal learning goals and stay motivated independently. Time management, because balancing traditional classroom commitments with self-paced online courses. And adaptability, because flexibility in adapting to various online courses, structure, and requirements. Then move on to the self-guided or driver model. Yes, thank you. In the self-guided model, or online driver model, students take one or more independent role in their learning because they engage with online resources, learning at their own pace, while the teacher serves as a facilitator, offering support and guidance as necessary. Soft skills such as self-direction and digital literacy are critical for navigating the online learning environment, and the critical thinking is important for processing and applying online content independently. An example type is project-based learning, where students autonomously explore topics online, collaborate virtually, and then present findings during an in-person project showcase. And finally, we are to the face-to-face driver model. In the face-to-face driver model, is the closest to traditional training, and most of the training places in a classroom, setting under the guidance of an instructor. This approach offers individually and personalized supports to the ones who are struggling with the new concepts. Soft skills related to communication and collaboration are crucial for both in-person and online activities. And the empathy contributes to creating a positive classroom environment, whether interactions are face-to-face or virtual. An example is when elementary students attend to traditional classes with a period online assignment to reinforce concepts. Now we'll move on to the type of learnings. The next one, please. Thank you. Type of blended learning. We are start with a flipped classroom. This is from the rotation model. In this type, students learn new content online before coming to class. In class time, it is used for activity, discussions, and application of the knowledge they have been learned. The model example, as I said, is the rotation model, where students rotate between learning stations and in-classroom activities, with one station dedicated to the pre-class online activity. And another flipped mastery, we have flipped mastery, sorry. It's like flipped classroom, but students progress through the content at their own pace, ensuring mastery before moving on. Now we have the hybrid learning. The hybrid learning combines face-to-face instructions with synchronous and asynchronous online learning activities. Hybrid learning provides a balance between online and offline learning by catering to the needs of those who can physically attend to a training space. The model example of this type of blended learning is the flex model, where students attend in-person classes while having a flexibility to engage in online discussions and assignments at their own pace. I mean, they can choose which they prefer. The next one is the online lab school. Is from enriched virtual model. Here the students conduct experiments or practical exercise in a virtual lab environment. The model example, as I said, is enriched virtual model, and here most of the learning occurs online, but in a specific lab base. And they are conducted virtually through a simulation of software. The next one, no, I'm sorry, not the next one. Now we have the type of rotation model. The station of rotation, and they belongs to the rotation model, both of them, station rotation and lab rotation. But there is a difference. Station rotation, students rotate throughout different learning stations, which can include online activities, group discussion, and a teacher-led instruction. And an example is when students may rotate between an online station where they perform virtual simulation, a group workstation where they collaborate in a practical experiment, and a station with the teacher to discuss key concepts. And the lab rotation is similar but focused on a dedicated computer lab or technology station for online activities. An example is when students may attend in-person theoretical, computer lab, or technology station for online activities. An extra rotation type is the individual rotation, when each student has an individualized learning plan and rotate between various learning modalities based on their needs and their own progress. An example is like in English classes. In a language class, students may use online platform for vocabulary and grammar practices. And then they participate individually in sessions with the teacher to improve pronunciation and listening comprehension. In general words, blended learning provides the flexibility to cater diverse learning styles and preference for more dynamic and engaging educational experience. It allows educators to leverage the benefits of technology while maintaining the value aspects of traditional classroom instruction or teaching. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Caroline. Now it's the turn to Anthony.
Strategies and tips. So I am going to talk about strategies and tips in blended learning. These strategies help develop the skill student in career or bachelor's in careers such as any language that you're studying or any career that you have a purpose to achieve. Blended learning is overall how you can manage virtual and face-to-face classes. Collaborative learning is one of the when teacher encourages students to brainstorm together and share what they know and what they want to achieve. For example, in academic language, we have that is used for a specific language, textbooks, um, and, and also other tools that you are using to achieve on a specific topic. Also, we have thinking skill, that is another tool. Thinking skill is mental and strategic processes, such as creativity, analyze, logical, and problem solving. Literacy skills is another tool that you can use when you are face to face, or another tool that you can use when you are doing virtual classes. Teacher can offer us some tools that we can use. For example, on internet, we can use Classroom or Zoom. And soft skill are tools that we can use for achieve a purpose. In this case, we are using a tool such as flip or invert classroom. What is a flip or invert classroom? Is when teacher are using a strategy that overturns in a traditional teaching approach. We can see in the picture we have a traditional and flip. Traditional is face-to-face, but flipped is the mix of all of them. Flip, we can use tools such as books, text, or picture. In this case, also we can use pictures. Why? Because teacher can use or show you a picture, but student can analyze and construct a picture in their mind. So that's important and that's the reason that what is important, tools or another app that teacher you can use. Also, we have collaborative learning. As I said before, brainstorm or discussion session, such as ideas together with a teacher and students to achieve a purpose. Visualize, represent, and share. That's a really important aspect that when we are using these tools. Why? Because visualize, you can use or watch a screen, but When you are represent also is a picture that you can use to transfer that idea to achieve a purpose. Also can be teamwork, presentation, or another topic that teacher can use to achieve the purpose. In this case, we are talking about virtual apps. They open the possibility of new learning didactics. Most educational applications usually integrate attractive elements for their use, such as gamification. In this case, gamification is really important when we are talking about visualize, represent, and share picture. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony, for your presentation. Now we have Valerie Arosemena, who will be introduced by Adeline Arosemena.
Valerie Charlize Alexandra Arosemena Cerrul is a senior student in English at Universidad de Panama. She has a bachelor's degree in science from Ángel María Herrera High School. She had tutored elementary school students from Scala International School. She was a teacher at Tranquilla Elementary School for her community service at college. She has participated in international and national webinars, seminars, and conferences as a speaker. She was the country representative for IELTA Student Organization in 2022. She recently participated as a speaker in the international seminar, Learning English from a Holistic Perspective. Valerie had the opportunity to be an interpreter for the agreement signature between the major office in Benonome and the Republic of Konya, Turkey in 2023. She's excited and willing to help others to manage the language in a dynamic way. With us, Valerie.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Adeline, for the presentation. Blend learning is awesome, don't you think? Well, now let's move to another interesting topic that is related with blend student-centered processes. But first, I want to ask here to everyone, and if you want to participate, tap in the chat box or just raise your hand and open your microphone. Do you know something related with student-centered learning? Any idea or word? Whatever that comes to your mind. Very quickly, guys. Tell me. Someone want to participate?
Valerie, I don't have any idea. I'm here to
You don't
learn.
have an idea. Don't worry, I will explain you. Thank you so much. This process is related with the students are the one in charge, are the one who are responsible for their learning and motivation, with objective of creating no treatment environment with higher level of critical thinking, self-esteem, better communication, creativity, resilience, and all those qualities are soft skills. But let's not forget that we are living in a technological world, and everything that we do is we use technology. Technology is the best friend when it comes to this process. For tutors, for educators, is the best friend. Just imagine the combination of blended learning, student-centered learning, and technology. You will obtain autonomy in the students. And it doesn't matter which type of blended learning you are using, flipped classroom or whole rotation class, it doesn't matter. The objective here is that you will have a balance between face-to-face interaction and online ones. And the students will have more responsibility. They are the ones who decide if they will care or not about their education. Today, a lot of school and college are using a student-centered learning approach with the help of artificial intelligence apps and platforms. Those platforms is a combination of different types of software, including scheduling and holistic tools. But before to decide one of those platforms, we must have in mind some aspects that are the learning management systems. The learning management system is the space that you will have to create your blank class. Here we have some old friends. I know old friends because you already know them very well, thanks to the pandemic. Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, Moodle, UP Virtual, that when in the beginning of the pandemic was very popular, UP Virtual, and Schoology. Then we have the perfect synchronic approach to bring in the gap between virtual and on face-to-face interaction. That are the webinar platform. They are adaptable, can be used in a large or small audience, like right now. We are using Zoom. This is a clear example of webinar platform. You are students and also professionals in general who are learning a relevant topics online for free, and you can interact with the host or the speaker. That is something really good. And to have a great webinar, you must set a day, a time, and be ready for everything and organize everything that your participant will understand better the topic. And of course, use a student-centered learning approach to create a satisfactory environment. And the last resources that we have is here, that you can see in the presentation. The video software is YouTube and Podium. This is our last resources because you can create videos or tell the students that watch a video and they need to answer some question. And PopTune is where students are the one who create the stories, because they create a cartoon using a dialogue or a topic that the teacher said, but the students are the one who are creating that, not the professor. But Valerie, with all the information that you already give me, and I know it's a lot of information, how can I create a lesson plan? Maybe you wonder that question, maybe not. At first, or at this point, you must be clear in the students' different type of learning, the learning style, and the multiple intelligence of your students. You must be clear in that. And maybe you wonder why I need to know that. In that way, you will know how to connect with your students. But to start a lesson plan, we must start with the basic aspect. The basic aspect of any regular lesson plan that are the learning objective or competence. What is that? Is what you expect or what your students will be able to perform. That is a learning objective. And you must be clear and transparent, concise, and precise. Remember that we are working in a blank class. We move to evaluation. Here you decide how you will notice if your students are in the same line as you. Could be a exit ticket, that is a question at the end of the class, or the choice board, or an online worksheet. It depends on you. And then we move to introduction. Here you will decide which webinar platform is better for you. Let's say you decide Zoom and you start explaining the main topic, your activities, and when you're ready with that, you will divide your whole group into small ones. Could be group 1, group 2, group 3, 4, 5, and 6, and so on. Or you can name it as the student needs. Those small groups are called learning studios. Someone know what is a learning studio? Or have an idea what is learning studio? You can raise your hand and open your microphone. I just want to know. Someone? No? Okay, thank you. Learning studio is a space where you are learning, but you don't have the professor. It means in group 1 right now is a teacher. She's explaining something, some instruction. In group 2 or group 3, the students are working individual. They are working independent practices and digital content. Independent practice could be a vocabulary, a tale, they need to read something, reading and writing, or it could be a worksheet, online worksheet. Digital content is a video that the professor will send to the students and they need to watch it and answer some question, or could be a video in YouTube and they need to create a paragraph or a research about that. That is that space. Learning studios. It means that you are learning, everyone is learning at the same time, But in group 2 and group 3, the students are the one who are in charge, are the one who are responsible for what they are doing. They are learning at the same time, the same topic, but in different modalities. That is a lesson plan for a blend class. But as everything in the world, we have some barrier, challenges, difficulties. So I will share with you some challenge and advantage of this process. Challenges, technological requirements, because here in this room, maybe the 50% of the students have computer and the other 50% doesn't have one. That is a complication when we come to blend class. The lack of information in technology, knowledge and skills, and lack of responsibility. Because if you don't care about your assignments, don't expect that the professor will care about it. So lack of responsibility is a barrier. Advantage is increased interactions, access and flexibility, responsibility and autonomy in the students, and increase your soft skill. That is a relevant topic that we are discussing since the first speaker. Emphasize on active learning. That is the advantages. So that is blend learning. And now I will give you a quick review. A quick review about everything that you have ready. That my class may explain and you take note just to make sure that you understand clear. Let's begin with the theories. We have behaviorism. Here, that is the first one. Is a different behaviors or the acts that stimulus that we commonly react. We expect a reward or a punishment. A reward could be a high grade in a subject. And a punishment could be losing the subject. That is example. Then we have cognitivism. Cognitivism is when the attention is given in just only for one subject. It's giving an independent subject. Here is more important what you learn than what you will get at the end of the class. It's more important your knowledge than the reward. Then we have constructivism, that disconnect with type of learning and learning style of the students. Since this concept said that each learner have their own way of learning. And connectivism is what we are living right now, guys. Connectivism is how we create or how we connect each other and learn something through Zoom right now. That is connectivism. Is how we learn through a platform. That is what we're using since the pandemic, and thanks to the activities and what is happening in the country right now, we are using online class. That is connectivism. For communication, I want some volunteer for communication, delivery, and space. You just need to read it, please. I want to hear your voice. You just need to read it. Communication we have. For communication.
Synchronous and asynchronous.
Yeah, thank you. Another one for space, we have.
Real and virtual.
Yeah, thank you. Real and virtual. And for delivery, who just open your mic.
Online and offline.
Yeah, thank you. That is blend learning. So guys, remember, blend learning is learning in different modalities. We need to be open-minded when it comes to these type of processes. And it will be difficult at first, but it's not impossible. So thank you so much. If you have any question related with any of the 3 topics that you already heard about my